We're back. It is the LA Soul Music Festival. Darryl Johnson joining us. Darryl, introduce yourself and what you do.
I'm Darryl Johnson. I'm the mayor of beautiful Mound Bayou, Mississippi.
Awesome. And what part of the state is that in?
That's right there in the Mississippi Delta. I'm 9 miles from the Grammy Museum there in Mississippi.
We love that blues music, you know, and tell us about some of the history in that area.
Well, Mound Bayou actually is one of the oldest black municipality in the country. It was founded by ex-slaves of Jefferson Davis, brother Joe Davis, and also some of them came from the Jefferson Davis plantation. And Mound Bayou actually now is preparing to be the place where people will come and understand African American history. We're looking at museums and other things and really celebrating our music.
Yeah. When we talk about the origin of blues music, who are some of the men that we need to keep dear in our hearts?
Well, actually I'm on the board of the Robert Johnson Foundation. So everybody knows about Robert Johnson. The Crossroads is about 25 miles from Mound Bayou, and B.B. King, which again about 30 miles from Mound Bayou. He's been buried, and I'm very close to the museum and the people that operate the B.B. King Museum, and like I said, the Grammy Museum. But the fact is that there are many artists now up and coming that's doing the blues, that's doing R&B, that's coming straight out of Mississippi, and they're going to really excite the world.
Well, we can't wait. You know, as technology has expanded and almost anybody can act like they're a singer or act like they're a player, you know, we want the real deal. We want the soul, we want the heart, you know, we want the body that, you know, is really taking this music to the next level, you know. Now, I know you're involved in some technologies that, you know, are involving some power, and we'd love to hear about those and how, you know, you're impacting not only your community, but how other communities may be impacted.
Well, actually, one of the things projects that we're doing, because we have to build the Mississippi Delta, and we kind of have been behind, and Mississippi has been at the bottom of the statistical ladder in many things. One of the things that we're trying to do is get cutting edge type things into Mississippi. So I'm here also working on an energy plant. It's a waste to energy plant, and I think that we're going to be able to bring that into Mississippi and some other cutting edge things so that we can modernize where we are. You know, we were the place where we actually had millionaires and billionaires that dealt with cotton, and that money went into our country, and through the backbones of many of our slaves and then the plantation owners and their workers, we built this country. But now Mississippi needs help, and so that's some of the things that I'm bringing to the table when I come out here to bring in those cutting edge type things back to the Mississippi Delta.
So there's a lot of things that we discard, a lot of waste that can actually end up powering our energy. Exactly.
We will be recycling a lot of waste, and that recycling is going to give us energy, and that's one of the things that we're going to be doing there in the Mississippi Delta.
Well, it's so important because I know we're using up gas and oil so fast. We're using up our natural resources. You know, recycling some of this stuff's on the planet so important because at some point, some of these resources are finite.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So why not recycle? Why not recycle the sludge that comes from the waste actually from our sewage plants? Why not recycle the waste that comes from our garbage? So now what we're going to do is produce jobs by recycling stuff that people throw away. And so that's just a beautiful thing that we're bringing to the table.
That's great. Well, I know so much of this great soul music that not only people here in California love, but we talk to people from England and Europe and Japan and Asia, and you know, this music from America is something that we're very proud of, and it's one of our greatest natural resources. You know, I think every time I interview one of these big rock guys from England, they're heroes of the Robert Johnsons and the B.B. Kings and the Muddy Waters and, you know, all these guys. So, you know, what message do you have to these technology companies that seems to want to kind of use our resources and sometimes not compensate the artists and the creators of this that really drives their whole business?
Well, one of the things that we've done My brother, who's actually a musician as well, he played with Albert King, and he's playing with the little young phenom named Chris Ingram, which is they call him Kingfish, and he is one up-and-coming artist. And one of the things that we've done is started a school called Eagle Academy. And because that we've seen so many blues artists leave Mississippi and create a multi-billion-dollar industry and come back to Mississippi and live in the same trailer homes that they left, we know that something was wrong. They contributed, but nobody contributed to them. So what we needed to do was teach our people more about the business side of music, more about how all of that happened, and get them into the cycle of the money that's being distributed all over the world. Bring it back to Mississippi. So that's one of my things. Bring it back to Mississippi.
Well, these days with technology, the one good thing is it's cheaper to record. It's possible to put out your music without a record label, so the creators can actually see the bulk of the profits.
Right.
And kind of, you know, they have to be a businessman. They have to be able to handle some of his business or have some people around them. But there's a way to cut out the middleman.
Right, that's exactly right. And so one of the things that Delta State University there in Cleveland, Mississippi has done is started a Delta Music Business Institute where they're teaching the same types of things. That idea came from Eagle Academy that was started in Mount Bayou. And so we're excited about that because now these young people now are learning more about how to make money off of just having a good time and singing and creating music and getting into the music industry.
Yeah. And in closing, what advice do you have to young people, whether they want to be in business, they want to be in the arts, they want to entertain, whatever it is they want to do, what advice do you have to young entrepreneurs?
I would tell them to understand the cycle of finances, know how money is made. Even if you have a burn in your heart about singing, just don't be satisfied that you sang a song, but be satisfied that you contributed and money began to come back to you. That's one of the things that I tell all of the young people back in Mississippi, so that we won't be able to be left out and somebody else making all the money off of our greatest talent, and that is some of the music talent that came from the Mississippi Delta.